Belina Melvin, she on a roll. From Nairobi streets, making hearts whole. Motivation flow.
Yeah. Have you ever looked at a kid, or rather a child, and then you're like, wow, what's a life? Because you're not there. Just admiring a kid. Have you ever admired?
Of course, each and every day, children are here on these apps, flaunting their lives, and I can't
You're like,
help
wow.
but
And then
want to go back in time and experience. Even my brothers, my younger brothers, there are things they got to experience that I never got to experience, and at some point you feel so jealous of them, or you feel some type of way. Not even jealous, you feel some type of way.
I also feel that.
Maybe they're going to better schools. Maybe how their parents are treating them now is different from the way they treated you. Maybe life is so much fairer to them than it was to you. And I can't help but even, feel some type of way. Like now I want to go back and experience those things. Like some things our parents get kept from us, or they were trying to tell us, don't do this, don't watch this. Now they are allowing our younger siblings to do the same. And I can't help but wonder. But then again...
Me, I normally think there were mistakes that we used to make, and then we'll be beaten mercilessly. And now I look at...
I will give us an example.
Me, let me tell you, there was this one time we were warned not to go and play with other kids like down. So you were supposed to, when you're playing, you see in these story buildings, you just play in the balcony. Don't go down. So our parents are not there. So we decided
to go downstairs.
We went, we played. So where I was, I didn't even notice my dad was coming back home. So he caught me unaware. So me, I'm busy playing and I'm even shouting. So I was pinched when I'm turning and I'm like, huyo ni nani huyo ananichuna? Turning and
it's your
dad. My dad. And then the minute I know, it's a slap. Before I even go and climb those stairs, a kick.
Hey,
and I'm like, yo,
what is going on?
What's going on?
Yeah.
But right now, I look at my younger siblings
and how they're being treated.
And even you just try like beating our younger sister when she has made a mistake. My dad will be like, leave my child alone. And I'm like, when was I not your child growing up?
I think part of being an adult is one thing, as we even come to a close, is realizing that our parents were like us at some point. And when they started raising us, because they were young, they didn't know. They didn't know. And now for them also, they've gone through this life raising you, another kid, and now they've realized, it's done this way, it's supposed to be done this way. And that is why we are actually feeling like now we want to go back in time and meet the now parents that they are. Because back then, they were just two people trying to become adults. Maybe life forced them. Because I don't think back in the days, they used to plan for kids.
I think
most of us were as a product of, let's say, teenage love. Maybe ile ya kujaribu tu, we were just trying. Because for me, I know I was as a result of, that teenage love. Because I think my mom got me when she was like 19 or 18. I don't know. I don't remember very well. I'll do the math later. So, and she can comfortably tell me that she used to run away from home to go meet with my dad. And her dad was so strict. Let me tell you, my grandfather, may he so continue resting, was so strict. Let me tell you, he was so strict. And she managed to go and make me.
And look at you now.
And look at me now. Look at me now. And they were just trying to... to some extent, I can't blame her. Because she also was trying to navigate life. She didn't know any better. And now that I know that, and probably when I come to get my child, I'll have known. Because now the environment has allowed me to know. For her, the environment did not allow her to know. But now we are, as I said earlier, we are defying those odds. We are bringing kids into this world knowing that, you know what, I am bringing this child, this is what is going to happen, blah, 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 A, B, C, D. We are no longer doing it blind. because I think they used to just walk in blind and do it blindly. You know, mtoto akikuja anakuja na sahani yake. Gone are those days. Gone are the days. Oh my days. Ay! Gone are the days when we used to just say, you know, when a child comes, they come with their own set of blessings. You cannot ride on those beliefs. You have to, you know, sit down and thought and think through, unless it just happens. But then again, you have to take up responsibility. If you know, for example, you don't want to become pregnant, then of course, you know, you don't have to have, you know, unprotected sex, or, you know, you have to take responsibility. I think, like what you started with, if you're an adult, what shocked you the most was taking responsibility. Not only financially, but even for your own life, in terms of relationship, in terms of romantic relationship, your sex life, everything, every facet of life, your spiritual life. So I think another thing that really has made me think that now you're becoming an adult is the realization that there are some things on this in this world that you cannot ride on the beliefs that were set by your parents. One of those things, or one of those aspects, is your spirituality, your religion. Because right now, you now are aware. You can now make the choice. You can listen to these things and try and weigh
the options.
So even as you're choosing, you know, the spiritual path to take, yes, your parents maybe did you well by raising you Christian, but now it is your choice, your personal choice to choose. Do I want to continue serving the Lord? Do I want to become my own person? You know, you can weigh so many things, the beliefs. Yes, you can sit down without being influenced by anyone and say, this is how I feel. I feel like I want to serve Christ. I feel like I want to, you know, be with this type of people, this kind of church. This is what I want. So, and I think that is also something else. I have always been so, drawn to spirituality, and I realized I can't do without it. I cannot do without God. I cannot do without God or some form of spirituality. I cannot.
Speaking of God, I think we were sharing, you know, most of the times when we are catching up with our parents, especially my dad, sometimes we'll just talk. Maybe there's something that needs attention. And then we are talking and you're like, hey, so how are you going to do it? And then he's like, God saw us through when we were raising you. So he's definitely going to see you. So, and when you talk about spirituality also, I saw him, like, he used to tell us, Maggie, Belinda, go to church, but he wasn't going to church. But nowadays, I'm seeing, is even like sometimes he'll just call, have you gone to church? Because to him, it was like, for you to be, and I think we all know, this life without God, it's just useless. You claim you know things, you claim you want to do it your way, but you realize that your way, it's not working. And you just need God to give you the right direction to go. So it doesn't even have to be church-based. But I think there are things on this earth that happen in a manner that we can't explain. We might be planning to, you know, plan how I'm going to do my marriage, my finances. But I think there are other things, or a higher power that influences the way we do things. And what we have to do, or what I have realized, is that I have to keep an open mind, because what you call spirituality to another person is something different. And what you're calling, or who you are calling God, to another person, they don't believe. They don't believe. And we have to accommodate. We are living with those people. Actually, we have those who believe in God.
Yeah, exactly. And they believe in other things. For example, I have a friend who is not a believer in anything. He's an atheist. He believes that the highest form of living is, being able to live out your life well, helping other people, living out your life the best way you can. The best way you can. You're not, hurting other people, you're helping other people, just living out fully. That is what he believes. That is what spirituality is to him. for me, I believe that Jesus Christ came, died for my sins, and blah, 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 blah. And now he was raised again from the, that. That is what I believe. I believe there's a God in heaven. Him, he doesn't believe in heaven. But we have to accommodate. And it's a choice. It's a choice you have to make. Again, going back to now the choices, taking responsibility, because we can't go around judging people.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
I remember, I don't remember, but Maya Angelou once said, if you know it, if you know better,
You do better.
you do better.
Yeah, sure.
If you know better, you do better.
You do
so
better.
with adulthood, I think the way you said, we are defying the odds. Now we know better, can
And
we
we are
do
gonna
better?
do better.
Yeah, because with adulthood, there's no formula of adulthood.
There's
If you
no,
ask me, there's
honestly
no,
speaking, there's no. There's no.
Because it reached a point. Me, if you ask me how is life taking you, I just tell you I'm living one step at a time, one step at a time. So because there's no
formula.
Yeah, you are planning; they're not going the way
You
want them.
wanted. Yeah, some days you're winging it. Some days, the days are beating you up and they are winging you. Let me tell you. But we live out. One thing I have come to realize that one moment in life doesn't have to define the other.
Yeah, true.
What do I mean by that? For example, I would be frustrated today, feeling like, the weight of the world is on my shoulders. And then the following day, I'm just happy. I'm living out life. Things are happening and going very well. So I think that is part of what adulting for me is. Understanding that days are different.
Yeah.
Days are different. Seasons are different. People are different. There's so much to harness from the world. And if you focus on one thing or one particular road, then you're gonna miss out on all the rest. Yeah.
Sure. I agree with you on
Yeah.
that because I also know that in as much as we are living here on earth, life it's not going to be straight.
True.
It's not going to be straight.
Yeah.
Some days you wake up, you're feeling you're high. Some days you wake up, you don't feel even talking to your neighbor. And it's okay.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
You
It's
don't
okay.
have
It's
to
okay.
to force it.
Yeah, you don't have to force it.
Billy the Melvin, she on a roll.